Hi guys, quick update here for YouTube. It's now 18th of December, Wednesday. Hope everyone's doing great. If you want to join the group, everything's here. Pay via crypto, message me through the Facebook page. We've got the full version of the educational masterclass and the mini version, as well as the mortgage amortization course. We also now have a bundled offer. If you press more bundle offers here, it will open up this link here. You get 3 for 1. It's the full masterclass, 3 months access to the group, as well as the mortgage amortization course, is saving of more than 20%. And the way that works is you sign up using this link here, and basically I keep you in the group for 3 months and give you access on Teachables as well for 3 months, and you get full access, lifelong access to the full masterclass as well as the mortgage course. Now let's move on. Now let's quickly have a look at Pino, because we've got out of this on the group. This is just not working, and it's disappointing to say the least, really. But then again, we have been in this for a very long time. There are so many meme coins, but the coin is just breaking apart, and the sell signal was basically yesterday at roughly 10 a.m. Well, it was a couple of days ago now. We've had this huge pump here, and it failed. The minute it failed here, I knew something was drastically wrong. That's a shooting star. It's a short squeeze. It's weakening the market, and basically, whilst it should never have topped here the way that it did with various poor highs over the weekend, should have really gone higher. It doesn't look very good. And the problem with the meme coins is a new meme coin is literally released on Photon every 7 seconds. So we are flooded here with over 100,000 meme coins, most of which are going to go to zero. And whilst this was the best one, there's no doubt we identified the best one ages ago in this ascending kind of wedge here. And you know, it's a disappointing, because it should have really gone higher, but you have to call it what it is. The problem is, if you're late getting out, then it kind of creates a situation where it ends up just falling all the way back down again, and basically people end up just breaking even, and there's no real point in that. So when the chart starts breaking down, you just got to call it as you see it. But we have made a lot of profit on that on the way up, because we've been along that for a very long time. But when the trend is over, when it's starting to look a little bit cooked, there's no point in risking any more money. Now, Bitcoin. So we're on Coinbase here. So let's just answer a few questions here, see, you know, where does this market actually go? First of all, have we formed an all-time top? Let's answer that question. Is this move right here, this little pump yesterday to 108,300, is that the highest Bitcoin will ever go during your lifetime? Obviously not. So the answer to that is wrong. So phew. Right. Have we formed, therefore, a cycle top? So if it's not an all-time top, is it a cycle top? That's what we're going to investigate. And if the answer to that is yes, obviously we do a very significant correction. If the answer to that is no, then what are the possibilities? What kind of degree are we in? So this is not the highest Bitcoin will ever go during your lifetime. So longer term, I'm still very comfortably passively long this market. If you want the exact wave count, come and join the group. We've got it all detailed there. We've extrapolated long-term targets for this market between now and the end of the decade. So this is not an all-time top. Is it a cycle top? That's what we're going to investigate here today. So let's go into the cycle top theory. I don't think it is, right? That's just the long and short of it. You've got this 1-2 going on, possibly, because that would be a diagonal 1-2. You've got this 1-2, and you've got this 1-2. So this may have just finished literally this degree of wave 5, right? Just this 5 waves. And at worst, it's completed this 5 wave sequence here. 1, 2, and then, 3, 4, 5, right? But then, like I said, you've got a larger degree 1-2 also undergoing. So the way I see it, either that there's it's forming some kind of wave 4. Either there's a 3, so a 5 for a 3, 4, 3, 4, 5, then we top, or there's just another 3, 4, then we top, then we have a very significant correction. So long and short of it is, have we topped for the rest of eternity? No. Have we formed a cycle top? No. Therefore, I believe we're in some level of wave 4 correction. This you can easily read as a 1-2, 1-2, 1-2 stack. Even if you were to say that it's not completed this set of 5s, and you would say, right, okay, it's probably this one here. even then I don't like it, because do you see that? That looks like another 1-2 into there, and then the 3 doesn't really extrapolate really well. I mean, that, you're kind of forcing the 3 into there, then a 4, and then a 5, but then that's just the wave 3. So you can see you're kind of forcing 5 waves. That's a 1, 2, 3. So that would be the third of the third, 4 of the third, 5th of the third. So really, even then, it's still another leg up. So ultimately, basically, a long story short, either it's a 4, 5, then we've topped, or it's a 4, 5 off a 3, then a 4, then a 5, then we've topped. But as you can see, there are subtle signs that there's no way in hell, to quote Vince McMahon, there's no chance in hell this is going to get to 200k this cycle, right? This bull market started at 15k. When we were long, looking for an oversold bounce to 45k, in the end, we continued with it, and now it's still going on, and now we're still basically in that same trend. Even anything above 180, you're really pushing it. So we have targets here, which we're very close to hitting. In fact, yesterday we were very close to hitting our first target. Didn't quite get there. So we still have 3 targets. Either it's a 3-4, 3-4, then we top, or it's a 3-4-5, then one more push up, then we're going to top. So those are your 2 alternatives. It's not top for the rest of eternity. Passively, this market is still long, just like the S&P passively is still long. The S&P and the Dow can hit 50k. We said this is going to go to 4-6s. How it's going to get there, we think it's some kind of ending diagonal. So obviously, everything's, getting a bit wedgy here. It's just getting a bit messy up here, isn't it? Trying to forecast exactly when the market is going to turn, because obviously everyone's missed the move. Everyone's FOMOing in, and this little D-leg, which we thought was going to occur here, never really materialized. But passively, we made it very clear since October 23 that this market is still long, right? So we've had a target for 1.5 years. So if you're a long-term investor and you've got no idea where you're going and wasting your money paying 2 and 20 to a hedge fund just to return you crap every year, probably because they're holding, what's ExxonMobil done? Has it done anything since the last YouTube video? Probably not. See, that's just, just a complete waste of time. So if you've been wasting your time with those kind of stocks, better yet, just learn yourself. Just independent learner, become an independent learner. Great. Take the bundled offer, and then you also get 3 months access to the group. So you're chilling both ways, really. But anyway, passively, we're still long. I think you can hit 4-6s. Makes a good headline to go from 3-6s on the SPY all the way up to 4-6s. And it's probably in some kind of C leg here. So we have a target up here where we're looking for a little bit of a pivot. Then we'll, one more push up, and typically in an ending diagonal, the E leg kind of, overshoots the boundary of the D. But obviously we don't as of yet have that C wave pivot in. The market is still bullish, but we have had 2 of the best years back to back, I would say, ever. I don't have the exact stats on me right now, but this year it's about 30%. The year before, 20%. So we are massively overdue a year in which we don't sell off massively, but we are overdue basically. I'll just tell you. So let's just yeah, that'll do. So what was that? That was the first year was about, it's about 17%. And the S&P usually compounds around 13-14% a year. So, those are 2 of the best years back to back. So we're not expecting a crash in 2025. All right, that's it. The world's going to end. The world's not going to end until I say it ends. I will be declaring the end of the world top, with good notice, with enough time to run to your nuclear bunker. We don't think it's going to be in 2025, but obviously with those kind of years back to back, people aren't expecting. We're not expecting Nvidia to double from here. If anything, there's a good chance Nvidia might have topped. So we'll just investigate that now too. So, just important to be, cautious there going into 2025, right? You can't just, copy the last year just like that, right? It's very, very rare, very unlikely 2025 is going to return another 33% move. And the last time something like this happened was 97, 98, 99, and we know what happened after that. Right, so first of all, we've been long this since 40. Now, if this is top, this is ironically going to go back to 40. So obviously we buy low, sell high. We've been out of this since June. Obviously Stanley Drunkenmiller and the family office watches our YouTube videos. He then got out here too. Good luck to him. And now, the concern is, if that was the 3 and the 4 and the 5, and now that was the selling climax automatic reaction, now it's formed a UTAD. That's my concern. My concern is while we know it's cooked, we've been out since here because we don't like to invest like boomers who hold ExxonMobil, wasting their life away. We got out right on here. Stanley then got out here, and now basically everyone's now FOMO'd in, and we have to be very careful. After a stock gets split, it makes it very easy to short it. So, the volume is rather pathetic going up, and I don't like it failing underneath the high which we sold, because then you could read all of this as basically a Wyckoff distribution. And if this is a UTAD, by the way, I would define this high as a real high. For those who have taken the masterclass, for all intents and purposes, that is defined as a real high. And it did do the headline. It did the exact headline which we planned for 1.5 years ago. It was going to become the world's most valuable company. I don't recall exactly when it happened, but I know it occurred around about here. It took over Apple and Microsoft. It might have only been for a day or two. That's exactly what we forecast. Then it happened again. And right now, it's kind of just, basically struggling underneath this high. Anyway, let's just say it's topped. If it's topped, it's going to be in for a very, very large move down. But the concerning thing is, first of all, it's lower highs and lower lows. That is defined as a real high. And we've kind of got this, rather pathetic kind of buying volume here, and then the sell volume increases. And if it continues to do that, crappy green volume, that is basically a Wyckoff Lupsy, or a lower point of supply, where there's pathetic volume on the way up and there's more aggressive volume going down. And a long story short, what a Wyckoff distribution is showing you is that this asset, well, it's no longer in our hands or in Stanley's hands. So automatically it's in weak hands regardless, right? So that kind of worries you. If it's in weak hands, they literally don't have pockets deep enough to keep the market propped up here. So it's risky even being involved at this stock at this time if it's already topped. If it's already topped, it's just going to continue to print lower highs and then basically, complete the distribution to weak hands, and then next thing you know, it's kind of struggling away. Obviously, we are saying Bitcoin is going to go higher. We're saying the Dow is going to hit 50k, but that doesn't mean everything has to top all at the exact time. That's not how it works. Often, the big leaders actually drop before the S&P, and that's the state of divergence which we potentially find ourselves in with Nvidia. What would be the alternate count? You've got a very clear 5 waves up there, which is the problem. It's hard. I don't really want to give. Ultimately, we don't care in the group because we buy low, sell high. We don't really give a toss. Where this goes, this could go to 0 for all we care because we bought in here before everyone else. Everyone was calling this a distribution, and we had super cycle targets well above this. And in that move, we clocked it here. It's made headlines. So how many more headlines do we need from this stock? So if that's not the count, then you say, right, okay, 1, 2, then you're like, right, do you really want to go there? 4, 5, do you really want to go there? Is it really worth the risk? Forget about Elliott Wave. Is it really worth the risk? I don't think so. So, not the best looking chart, I don't think. Like I said, we don't care in the group because we sold this ages ago. We never sell the top. We do what smart money does, and you sell on the way to the top. Because it's it's capital opportunity cost. It was very obvious to me from here it was going to go sideways, and effectively that's what it's done. The minute things start going into an ExxonMobil sideways action, you want to get the hell out of there. You don't have to buy the low and buy the exact high. More important out of the two is obviously getting somewhere near the low. But when it gets to a point where there's just very little reward left, you have to ask yourself, who is the new buyer here? Who is the new buyer in Nvidia at this price? I don't think so. So I'm finding it hard to really give a bullish thesis here. I just can't do it. It's got a complete wave count into there, and this is what concerns me. And you know, for those who have taken the masterclass, you know exactly what that pattern is right there. You know exactly what pattern is forming there. If it closes the year or closes a 3-month candle, to be more specific, you know exactly what that means. You know exactly what that means, where it's going to go by the end of Q1 25. So that's the concerning thing. All kinds of worrying action here on Nvidia, and I don't need to, you know, convert it to a line graph to show you the ridiculous nature of how parabolic that appears. So, you know, like I said, we were buying down here. People were thinking this was parabolic. Sorry, I don't think so. So 1, 2, then you got another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 3, 4, 5. So, you know, I don't really want to give any higher targets here. I think Nvidia's cooked, right? And obviously Tesla, we're covering that in the group. So if you want to jump onto the Tesla train, come and join the group. Like I said, it's very useful. It's not every day we get a trade, right? But you know, there might be a bit of downtime where there's nothing going on, but then when there's something going on, you get access to it early. And we've had people make a lot of money on the recent Tesla move, and it's obvious money's come out of off Nvidia and FOMO'd into Tesla. So that's quite clear. Anyway, that's it for Bitcoin. If you want to join the group, everything's there. All the bundles offers are there, and we'll catch you guys on the next video.